We all know that making your dealership look its best is crucial to winning customers. But so many independent dealerships look tired with signage that might be decades old. In this day and age, signage is the easiest thing we can do to compete with the big corporate stores. In this episode, we're going to talk about 3 easy tools that you can use to make your dealership have signage that looks as great as any other store in town. Find out how in this episode of Down Payment.
Welcome to Down Payment, the podcast for used car dealers. Prepare to learn something new about the industry that keeps us moving.
Check out all our podcast content on our social media channels. We are at Down Payment Podcast on YouTube, Down Payment Podcast on Instagram, and Down Payment Pod on X. Welcome back. In this episode, it's all about signage, and signage is such an important aspect to our in-store marketing. And it's something that if you look at any big box store, any shopping mall, certainly any big corporate franchise dealership, you're going to see a lot of seasonal signage. So in this episode, I'm not talking about the big illuminated sign outside your dealership. I am talking about the printed signage that you have in your windows, in your store, in your lobby, in your sales offices. That's the signage I'm talking about. And this is an area that in this day and age, there is so much advantage to us, where in the past, to be able to produce good, high quality, glossy signage, you needed to have expensive graphic designers at your availability. You had to have expertise in order to do this that the average independent dealer did not have. And so back in the day, our signs were printed using simple tools, and they stayed up for years. I remember in the 80s and 90s at our location, we had signs that were literally up for 20 years. I remember our D&H charge sign was printed on a dot matrix printer, and that was up there for, probably close to 20 years. That is not acceptable anymore in this day and age, when our look, our presentation is being judged against these big corporate dealers. We need to be able to, wherever we can, compete on an equal basis with them. And when it comes to our display signage, we can do every bit as good as the big corporate dealerships in this day and age. There are easy tools that make it easy, and we should have this mindset that we are trying to look as good as them with our signage. We want to have signage out that is displayed, that is seasonal, and it gets changed every 60 or 90 days, certainly every 3 months. That signage needs to be replaced. And so it's going to be that seasonal type of signage that is talking about connecting your inventory, whatever specials, whatever sales, whatever events you have going on. And you should be having events on a frequent basis, at least every 90 days. You should have some sort of event that you're marketing as that local hometown community dealer. If you're not, you're missing a great opportunity there. And you should have signage that supports it. And if you need inspiration, do nothing more than go into your closest shopping mall and see all of the seasonal, frequently changed signage that they have going on. When we're in winter, we've got the holidays and Christmas and New Year's and all of the signage that comes with that. And we're advertising Anytown Car Dealer celebrates, the new year and whatever goes along with that, whatever event, whatever marketing message you have to connect with the season. And then when you hit spring, Anytown Car Dealer celebrates spring, and you have signage that goes with it. And you want to do this throughout the year. And in doing so, you're showing that you are up to date, you have a current trendy look, and that you are standing apart from the other independent dealers in your area that don't have that going on. That you give a more corporate look and feel that gives your customers the impression of consistency that they otherwise look for in corporate stores, big box stores. So how do we look like this? How do we generate signage that looks relevant and up to date and is well designed? Well, there's a lot of tools available to you. The first thing I'm going to point you to are AI logo creators. And you can look at these AI logo generators with a more expansive mindset. There are a ton of them. All you do is search online for them. They come and go frequently, but you want one that gives you commercial rights. And so whenever you have an event, whenever you have a sale, whenever you have something that you are trying to communicate, you should be generating a logo for that sale or that event. And that is separate and apart from your business's logo, which should always feature prominently, but you can actually make a logo through these AI logo generators that is specific to your event. And I think it is awesome branding. It's a great opportunity. It's something that in the past you would have to spend a lot of money to a graphic designer with a lot of talent in order to get, and now you can get it practically instantaneously for just literally pennies on the dollar. Take advantage of that. AI has a lot of opportunities to do graphic design for you. There's a lot that is coming into the market, and a simple Google search will help you find it. The next thing I'll point you to, our tool number 2, is Canva, spelled Canva. Canva is an easy graphic design tool designed specifically for developing business graphics for people with no graphic design expertise. And while you have to have a little bit of good computer skills to take full advantage of it, they have tons of templates. They have AI built into it. And those tools are a great opportunity for you to build your own custom signage easily without graphic design expertise. And it is an affordable economic tool for most dealers. Canva is a great way to develop your signs. Now, if with all of those tools, you just want to get out of the business of designing stuff yourself, you can still get graphic design talent, but at a real affordable price by using Fiverr. Fiverr, my favorite use of Fiverr is for those graphic design roles. It's spelled Fiverr. When you have just a quick graphic design job that you need done economically, but you can find some people with amazing talent. They are running a business based on volume. So while it's certainly not $5 and inflation has taken its toll, for 15, 20, 25, $30, you can have a graphic design project completed with a high quality, finding talent on Fiverr. Great option for those graphic design jobs. With that, find a good local printer or a good online printer and have a routine of getting good quality signage out, displayed in your dealership, changing it up every 90 days at longest. If you do that, you're going to look great in front of your customers. You're going to sell more cars. It's a good way to develop trust with your customers and look great doing it. I'd love to hear your thoughts on signage and how to look great with your customers. Leave those comments in the show notes. And with that, it's been another episode of Down Payment. Go sell some cars. Check out our podcast on all our social media channels. We are at Down Payment Podcast on YouTube, Down Payment Podcast on Instagram, and Down Payment Pod on X.
Thank you for listening. Down Payment, the podcast for used car dealers, is a production of Meta Financial Services Incorporated.